So what the strategy roundtable, when I first started talking to Bhushan, we came up with this idea about how do we bring big business leaders and AI experts so that how can we address 2026, right? We see AI transformation is going to be a big deal in 2026, and I've seen many transformations, and this is one is like speed, scale, impact is huge. So how do we best, and no one person has all the answers. So we try to bring in all people who actually work on this rather than people, so bring them together and help everybody.
Yeah, we are very energetic and very excited about the strategic roundtable. The first time when Chuck reached out to me, I was very excited what he wanted to achieve with this. Over the time, we understand each other and try to bring up this entire idea in a place. We reached out to our friends, our community people, where with the help of which we were able to make this possible. So with this one, we are trying to bring lots of founder, different diverse audience over here, and try to make this possible, and what impact which we are going to bring into 2026 is strategic roundtable is all about.
And I want to give one more thing. So this is my first time doing any event in LA, and I want to specifically thank Sonu, Kalypan, and Bhushan. He was instrumental in making all of this happen. Me not being knowing what the systems around here, so I'm very, very grateful for these guys. If this event is a success, all credit goes to them.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're right.
You wanted to
Thank you, sir.
understand
Thank
that
you.
what belonging is.
No, I understand what they bring to the table, right? And I've never heard of belonging officer. So if you can tell me how AI plays into the belonging.
Absolutely. That's a huge part actually. So thank you for this. First of all, thank you for hosting in Hyderabad such an event. It's a strategic roundtable. Different mindsets, different diverse background people are going to come together as leaders, and then they're going to share our views. But I have actually a very unique perspective, and that is the answer to the belonging officer as well. Here I actually bring in the human aspect and also the social impact aspect, responsible AI aspect of the AI. Whatever AI, basically what we are going to discuss today is what is the impact or what is the transformation which is going to happen in terms of AI in this year 2026, right? We are going to check back again in the January 2027.
Exactly.
So in this meantime, what all we need to do from a human aspect, what is saying, that is my perspective. What is the impact it is going to do for the humans, and also social impact, not only about humans but also sustainability and all these aspects. That is where I belong in. And then this is more about the culture and the human aspect in the organization. The AI can come in, AI can do a lot of transformation, but at last it's all about humans.
Yes.
AI is built for humans, so that is the responsibility and awareness I would like to bring in as such. That's the human advocacy angle I wanted to bring in.
This is fantastic. What you're saying is because I haven't even talked about my book.
Okay.
My book is all about helping the next generation of users. It's not a corporate book, but it's more for a general audience. How do they take advantage of AI
Okay.
and improve their own potential?
So you're talking about the users.
Yeah, users.
Who are pretty much the humans.
Yes.
So that's good. At last, we do a lot of comes, and along with the responsibility comes our, the humans at last.
Yep.
So if its effects, that's well and good. If it affects something, we should be bothered about. If it builds something just for the profit, then we should be worried about. It should be profit and also the social impact.
Absolutely.
And that's the angle I wanted to bring in. But I really thanks to you for taking this initiative in Hyderabad and bringing a lot of diverse minds for this discussion.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Bhushan, as well.
Hi everyone, good morning. We are at Lemon Tree HITEC City. Really looking forward to this AI roundtable, which is a strategic roundtable, and we are going to talk about our outlook, the AI outlook, and what we're going to see in 2026. Really looking forward to learn from all the visionary thought leaders who are here. It's of course learning for me, and also looking to share my perspective, on this fast-moving AI technology. So please stay tuned, and of course the videos will be live on my YouTube channel, and also it will become part of our community as well.
Okay, good. Hey everyone, I'm here at Strategic Roundtable AI Transformation. So it's a deep dive discussion with a lot of thoughtful visionary leaders, and I'm here to listen their perspectives and also equally share my thoughts as well. So this is more about learning things rather than debating. So equally excited. Thanks for having me here.
Since I'm already into AI field and learning a lot from a lot of folks around, so planning to get through it and kind of understand how AI transformation is going on across industries, and kind of build my base towards my ultimate goal, which is building my own startup into AI, which I have built earlier, but right now I'm working as a professional at Wells Fargo. Yeah.
Pain is, end of the day, they are having 30 plants, right? 30 plants, what exactly their delivery work is happening. So the operational head or the COO, their CTO, or those people knows that what is happening inside in the factory. It's not only that, they are having a lot of cameras.
Yes.
Even that AI will extract that what is happening in some threat happen in the.
So can you elaborate on that when you say AI extracts?
AI means like one chatbot will extract the data. Let's say if you're using the cameras in the site, some action happen actually. Immediately, based on the visuals, it will extract the data and it will send to the data immediately. You should call to the safety team and all these things are there. Right? Where AI in the picture, it will extract the based on the visuals. Situation will train the bot already.
So are you custom training your?
We'll do a custom training, absolutely. Because
so for custom training, how are you collecting, curating the data?
That data, we were having a lot of earlier case studies we did in different pharma industries actually.
So
The
are you
experts-
doing it on your own,
we
cloud
used to-
or
no,
where
no,
are
we-
you doing that?
See, all these things we used to host in GCP or whatever it is there actually. Yeah, the data is available. The existing data patterns are available in our
Now,
existing
is this, did you guys have any, when you use GCP and all these things,
Yeah.
do you have any data privacy concerns?
Everything, we can put a lot of security features in this one actually. Absolutely.
So
it
what
is.
were some of the top privacy concerns that your
The
client
data-
has having?
Client is having a lot of security is one major thing actually. Privacy part is one actually. Authentication is one parameter. Fourth one is the duplication of the data. People will copy all whatever the possibility steps. We can make it only superuser can access those data actually. Only one person or two people.
Fantastic. This is
I'll do one
amazing,
thing, sir.
amazing what
No,
you
no,
guys
sir,
are doing.
you just give me some time. We'll have
Yeah.
a discussion. I'll give the detailed analysis on this one. You asked me a lot of best things today in the discussion because you have brought a lot of new points actually where the AI transformation happened in the real world, real case studies you said.
Yeah.
So we'll work on that actually. I'll
Awesome.
give the list of case studies. You give me a domain to me. I'll give the list of case studies actually where agentic AI and agents can give the solution for you.
Awesome.
With business problem statement.
That's what I'm usually-
Industry specific solution, industry specific business first. We'll talk about industry, then business, then we'll get technology, then how it will transform.
So what you just said is very fascinating to me.
Yeah.
You said agents, AI agents.
Yeah.
Right? AI agents can do a lot of the work.
Absolutely.
What you're doing and how anybody's
No, I'll tell
implementing
you one
AI
thing, sir,
agents.
because agentic world, when you want to go for a hospital, you want to book your appointment. Let's say your Google will be there, right? If you can say that actually, using this app, you can say that, hello, I'm suffering for fever and I'm suffering with this one actually. The virtual board will talk about, please, what is your health one? You're suffering with fever, 104 or 105. It will suggest that this you can go this doctor. Immediately you can say that I need this doctor, list of the hospital. When you talk about list of hospital, I need not only Apollo, mid-size hospital. This is the doctor required. Immediately it will fix the appointment. It will call to the doctor. I mean, not
So you
human.
guys have actually implemented all of
Yes,
that?
it's already implemented. World
Nice,
is going.
fantastic. Fantastic.
We'll talk to you, sir. No problem.
Yes, thank you. Those of you who haven't had the pleasure to meet me, my name is Chekuri. I'm an author. I'm based out of Los Angeles, and I used to work at the U.S. government at the U.S. Health Department I was writing AI governance and AI governance policy, and I really got interested in AI because of its huge risks and impact, right? So I currently support both public and private initiatives, and I spent the last 40 years in this industry witnessing every major shift from PCs to this one. So thank you for being here again. When my team and I first started creating this list, right, we were very, very intentional. What we wanted was to bring people from diverse groups, not people who are hand driving the wheel, right? Those who actually have been in the things and what can they tell us about this, right? So we didn't want a room full of spectators, but we wanted people who actually did something. And one of the things we were very particular about, no sales. We were not trying to sell anything to anybody. We are not trying to push an agenda, but a genuine, honest exchange. And why I do that? Why is that important? In my 40 years in tech, right, I've lived through so many transformations. I saw the PC era, cloud, mobile, everything. And during every one of them, there is a lot of hype, and then there's a lot of fear. And there's also a lot of misinformation. So there's a lot of scam people who don't know what they're doing, but they want to convince and persuade people in the tech area, right? PC changes or internet changes. But this is phenomenal. And as an author and strategy, I'm not here to teach you guys policy. Right? I'm not saying this is the right or this is wrong. That I see both its power and its risks. But I'm not, here to that. I'm here for an honest exchange. I want us to strip away the buzzwords. What is this cool? What is that cool? And I want to stop guessing where it will be. So I want to just first, I'll start with my team's introductions. I have a group of few people actually, a lot of them really helping. I'm not from here. I mean, I don't live here. I'm from Hyderabad, but I don't live here. But these guys came together and brought this whole amazing thing.
Bhushan Kapkar. I'm working as a senior manager. I'm part of a multiple communities where we try to contribute to the AI. So all different part of sections and majorly with the AI related stuff. So I have been contributing in terms of a different conferences, talks, and other things where we try to talk more about the what's trending, what we wanted to educate more people about the AI. And this was one of the different stuff we wanted to do when Chuck reached out to us. So we said, let's go, let's do it, and this was possible because of them. So thanks, Chuck, for the thing.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Bhushan. Thanks, Chuck, for setting up this. Hi, everyone. Sonu here. Almost a decade of experience in AI and machine learning. Lately, have been focusing, of course, on generative AI. Okay. I started my career with Fortune 500 companies. I have mostly worked with innovation teams, never part of any delivery teams. I co-built Sporo Health, based out of Boston. From 0 to 250K ARR once I took my exit from the startup last year. That startup was spun out of Ivy League. My co-founders were from Harvard, Yale, you just name it. They were there. I came back to Hyderabad last year, started Quadrix AI, startup which is focusing on building mostly B2B businesses, building competitive advantages for businesses. Apart from all these corporate activities, I also find some interest in community things. I have a YouTube channel named AI Anytime. 46,000 subscribers now, have been a very good journey. Okay, one of the India's fastest growing channel. If you look at the metrics, it's sponsored by some of the top giants that you have been using their models, will not name them for all the right reasons. I realized that YouTube itself was not enough because I wanted to do a little contribution for AI literacy. So I created a structure around it. I created an NGO, a Section 8 company named Sankhyantra Foundation, which is now more of a structure. We do a lot of rural boot camps, we do AI workshops, we work with government, we work with schools, we work with, you just name it. Okay. Here with similar vision Chuck wanted to do this roundtable because I think we can learn from each other, and that's why we are here. And I'll pass it over to my senior, Kalyan.
Yeah. My name is Kalyan Prasad, based out of Hyderabad. Again, started my career as a newspaper delivery boy, and today I am leading AI and ML teams in one of the startup based in Bangalore. Again, more than, as Sonu mentioned, I have more than a decade of experience in very diverse domains, starting from fintech, healthcare, marketing, and sales. Other than my professional stuff, I'm actively open source advocate, actively contribute to the open source community globally. Yeah, again, my motive for here is to have a very honest conversations where AI is creating value and what kind of a challenges that we are facing in today's world, and what 2026 might look for builders, founders, and also sales folks, marketing folks, for everybody. Again, looking forward to hear all your thoughts and share my perspectives as well. Excited. Thanks again, Chuck, for hosting this wonderful stage.
Thank you. So now we're going to go around. Everybody, just please take 1 minute of whatever.
Am I audible now? Okay. So yeah, this is Sandeep. I am in Hyderabad from past 5 years, so mostly like working in IT, and right now like last year I did a course in AI ML Ops from IISc Bangalore with Talent Sprint. So I am exploring AI actively. Yeah, that's all from me.
Yeah. Hi, this is Raghuram, and I have been in IT industry since almost for 16 years, and I have been exploring AI ML things since the ChatGPT started. And I did not take any course as such, but I'm like very interested in exploring things through YouTube itself, and I wanted to know like how AI can be used in my day-to-day activities, and in 2026 is going to be a big thing because already we have seen how fast AI evolved in the last year. So yeah, that's it.
Hey, good morning, everyone. My name is Chaitanya. So I have overall 15 years of experience in IT industry. I started learning about more about in detail about AI. So I want to understand that how AI is going to change the world. That is where I am here. And I see a lot of buzzwords like AI bubble. So just wants to understand more about those things.
Hi, this is Sunil. Transformed from mainframe to SAP, and with the Gen AI working from last more than 6 to 7 years. We used to work a lot of educating the people in terms of we are having 50,000 group across globally. We were found one. Sorry to say all people, we were having Telangana Andhra IT professional group. We used to help them globally with the people for the employment. Wherever people are suffering, sorry for Telugu people, I said I'm very sorry, but Indian, whoever it's there, any country, people are suffering, we used to help them getting jobs as well as educating them in terms of AI education, especially the people who are the MS kind of people. Not only that, and currently, recently, we are working with the PMO office. We are building one global app, okay, where we can do a lot of healthcare ecosystem. We are building to the government of India. Right now, we are having some discussion with the PMO team right now, actually. My other friend who is working with me is one of the genius candidates. Thanks, Abdul, coming here. You can start.
Everybody, this is Abdul Moghni. So I seem to be one of the veteran, as Chuck said. So I am in the industry for last 30 years. Worked across product services, across multiple verticals for Fortune 500. So since last couple of days, in fact, I've been working closely with Sunil to figure out how things can be leveraged, what we have been doing traditionally as part of things, how AI can be leveraged. So he personally insisted me to say that there's a lot of young blood over there who is doing a lot of things. So how can we connect with you all guys and leverage your expertise technically to ensure that what has been done traditionally as part of the enterprises, how things can be looked into, what is possible, what not possible. And definitely I would like to interact with most of you and see how we can collaborate. Thank you.
Hi, I am Renal. I head the AI practice for ASEA IT Services. This is a company which is a wholly owned subsidiary of Yash Technologies. Um, Currently, I'm very focused at three things. Uh, Building agentic AI capabilities for my clients, building sovereign AI capabilities for our customers and ourselves, and third is building visual inspection AI for the smart factories. We are very focused at these three things for the next 1.5 year. My whole expectation of coming here is to meet all the industry fellows of this in this era and see what are the new brewing ideas and how they are part of the ocean sailing activity with AI. So thank you very much for calling me, and look forward to those purposeful discussions all through the day. Thank you.
Yeah. Hi, myself Anjaneyulu Jedda, founder of PPC Roy. Uh, Actually, I've tried building a lot of AI related to performance marketing, like websites and automation kind of thing. So I felt this event is much helpful exploring things into like agentic AI and automation workflows. And I felt like there are a lot of gaps are there with AI when we are really using it. So there is a possibility of fixing couple of things to make sure the output of the AI is much better, rather like spending a lot of time iterating the AI but not getting the quality. So there are certain benchmarks around that in order to for manual workflow to automated workflow. So if we standardize all those workflows so that we could get better outcomes. So regarding that, I want to meet a couple of people, so that's why I came here.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Chuck, for organizing this event. So this is first time I'm joining some conference. So my background is I started my career in 2008 as a developer. Then I became a senior developer lead. And in the COVID time, I just changed my role as a developer to DevOps. So there I found there is a very tough role where you need to take care of complete lower environment to the production environment, where it's very sensitive. Once, even though 1 minute or 2 minute your system back down, you get lot of revenue loss. So this is very sensitive role for me, and there I'm taking care of day-to-day stability of the system and security wise plus cost controlling. So my outlook is in 2026 is like how can AI leverage in terms of better support decision without operational risk, where we can smoothly run our system. So uh, uh, yeah. So this is the my basic goal, to come here and listen to the leaders. Already I talked to many, so I found this is quite useful. So hopefully till end of event I will get lot of information and I can leverage into my project. Yeah.
What you just mentioned is something close to a client I'm helping. It's a big AWS managed services vendor. They have the same DevOps problems.
Yep.
And Amazon just came up with agents to fully automate Amazon managed services. So you could pretty much use Kiro to write the whole agentic experience of addressing any production problems in real time.
Yeah.
So this is the place that's a lot's happening.
Yeah. Thank you.
I am from Merck Solutions. I just want to know about how agents will work actually, and also would like to know about super AI and privacy, security, and ethics issue kind of stuff. Thank you.
Hello everyone, this is Raghavendra. By qualification, I'm a cost accountant and worked in IT for a decade, and then moved back to India in 17 and then got into real estate space and also IT company I own. And recently I started a company called Rely. It's prop tech using AI. So where in which we are playing around with a lot of data, building customer personas and human emotions based data. So yeah, I happened to meet Chekuri in from of the context. So I'm here to meet like-minded people and collaborate in my vision towards building a proper prop tech. Thank you.
Welcome.
Hi all, my name is Srinivas Chedavalli. Just now Chuck said that he didn't wanted this forum to be salesy per se, but Chuck, you have an odd man out here. I'm a sales guy from last 20 years in the IT industry.
So sell AI.
Sell AI. Yeah, so I have been in the IT industry for close to 20 years, predominantly into sales and marketing, work with, MNCs like Oracle, Capgemini, so on and so forth. Right now I'm with a company called Profintech Technologies, leading their revenue growth operations. Typically, the reason I'm over here is because most of the times people think sales and marketing guys talk a lot. But I look at the other way around. So the reason why I'm here is because I just want to listen to all of you guys so that will help me whenever I go to any customer, right? Industry, domain specific. So all these conversations that I over here, take the learnings, pitch it over to my new customers when I go and meet them there in the market. So that's my broader perspective for which I'm over here. Thank you.
I just want to say something. The most people, AI people, they're selling it to the marketing guys, buying the most AI.
Yep. Good morning, all. Myself, Radhakrishna. So I was a research scientist and part of IBM SPSS statistics and modeler, and then the Watson initial version. And eventually I shifted into a consulting division of IBM, which is IBM JBS. So more than 20 years I have been considered in the same company, and then now I am heading AI business unit in IBM. And every Saturday attending conferences in Bangalore and Hyderabad is part of my hobby. Kind of Monday to Friday is office, and then Saturday is attending conferences. So I am here to exchange the knowledge sharing or whatever other things to be.
A lot from everything you learned.
It's personally I can help, not revealing anything IBM confidential.
Yeah, no. I'm talking about the other conferences that you've been to.
Because I am part of AP, Telangana, Karnataka, UP and West Bengal government to govern the AI governance, ethics and responsible AI kind of things, and how AI can be implemented in government.
Do you see a lot of regulations coming from states and governments?
It is still happening across the world.
Yeah,
there is no such regulation defined.
In India, how is it?
India, actually, PMO team is closely working with across the states and AI experts, and they're closely collaborating with Mumbai and Chennai IIT, along with a couple of experts. And it's not at defined framework yet.
Oh yeah,
we are keep on growing that, because the moment they defined the AI governance for the traditional AI, then Gen AI came, and then government is too slow than the industry.
Yeah.
So now the Gen AI regulations are on the ready to place. Then agentic AI came. Now we were imagining that like OGI or AGI, considering that. So let's say OGI for an organization or for a country like India, at the state level or country level, how do we place these ethics, governance, all these things?
Are you seeing any AI verification tools in the market in India?
We were encouraging that students and the startups, but no as such. See, Indian mindset, starting from school, we train the students how to become a better employee, not a better entrepreneur. We all talk on these forums. Indian education is like that. So, because last 10 years, like I have been into these government forums, everywhere we are trying to change it, that make in India, made in India, startup ecosystem, given the total incubation centers across the schools, school level. But still, it will not happen like a big country like India. It takes a decade time at least. So that's how like the formation of T-Hub, B.V.R. Mohan Reddy has initiated somewhere in 2016 along with us for the T-Hub concept. And then we were initially with the IIIT Hyderabad labs. And then eventually we start to go into a separate building with the government support. And then that became the icon for the Hyderabad. So government is doing its best. But obviously it's a change of the mindset. Today we all that senior leaders or software professionals within my company are here wherever I participate. None of us are encouraging that our kids to learn AI or computer science, or none of us are sitting with the kids teaching computer science. We are leaving them that, okay, we are sending into a class international school. We are proud to say that we are paying 10 lakhs.
So why
we
do you
doesn't know
think
what
you're
they
here today?
Huh?
Why do you think you're here, like in terms of what do you want to get out of it?
I'm just want to see that how it is going on, because a lot of senior leaders are coming here.
Okay. Hopefully you'll get what you're looking for today. How about you, sir? Santanu?
Thank you, sir. So, very good morning, all. Thank you, Chek, for initiating this and organizing this, and thanks to Sonu, Kalyan, and Bhushan for getting me in. Thank you. So, so basically, to introduce myself, my name is Santana Selvan. I'm running a startup for past 8 months called Unity Circle. We work to build great workplaces by enriching culture and empowering communities. We are a HR tech space. We are in HR tech space, and we specialize in a niche area called culture, belongingness, connectedness. So far I have not talked about AI, so that might be a question about your head. So we also leverage AI. We take the help of Codrix AI company, Sonu and Venkata here, by working with the LLM and leveraging the AI. So that's something we do. But the reason I'm here is that I wanted to voice out from a human aspect, to build companies which is ready for these kind of AI transformations, AI speed, AI changes. While that is happening, while the technology revolution is happening, we wanted to make the culture is set. The culture is ready for the humans to operate. The humans have to be having their space there. They have to have the psychological safety for themselves to voice out, say critical thing. When the machine is wrong, they have to say machine is wrong, and humans should not be sidelined. So my part is actually human advocacy and social place. That's what is my take in this roundtable, and looking forward to listen to all the leaders and everyone. So that's my purpose here, Chek. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Belonging Officer.
Thank you.
Okay, so it's my turn. Hi, I'm Nikhil Ambule, and I'm working as Senior AVP, AI Center of Excellence at Wells Fargo. The reason I'm here is to understand the intersection between how the business and AI would work together, because there is a lot just than AI and technology. Chuck being talking about legal risk control compliance, Sonu and Kalyan talking about how they are monetizing AI and automation. I was talking to founder of Navya AI, how they are kind of building a business out of that. Shantana and many other folks, right? Leaders are there. I'm an entrepreneur by choice. I have been an entrepreneur of a startup called Accumulation. Right now, I'm working as a corporate guy, but kind of building my base to understand how these things work together and understand more, so that I could kind of build a base for myself and start up again in technology space and having AI. As a native into my business. So yeah, that's why I'm
So what are you looking for today here?
Yeah, to understand, I have read the catalog. People are from startup background, from corporate background, from legal background, from government background. So to build a business, you must be having these stakeholders in. So to get these insights from these folks and understand how AI is interacting with all of these, because it's important. It's not just technology. I would maybe share one of the story in my company where we were kind of building a very simple product, very simple product. People of the company would be using it right away, but building it for a regulated industry, building it for the companies is totally and entirely a different game. So those things I'm trying to learn here, how people are doing it for businesses, how they are earning money out of it, because doing and earning money is also, two different ballgames. Yeah, so
that's a good point.
Yeah, trying to learn that and build my base again for starting up again. Yeah, thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Ramsri, and to introduce myself, I'm an employee, co-founder and founder all at the same time. I'll explain what that means to you, which is I work as a lead data scientist full-time remotely for a US-based company. Then I run as a founder a solo micro SaaS AI app, question.ai. And also I run another micro SaaS app as a co-founder, supermeme.ai. So both the apps are in AI, Gen AI, one into AI quiz generation and other into AI meme generation. And besides that, to give more background, I spent my time from 2011 to 18 in US out of California, and saw the evolution of deep tech, and also spent some time from 2018 to 2020 in the AI startup space in Singapore. So tapped into both these ecosystems and have some context from there. And since 2020 have been living in India and building these SaaS apps, as well as been in the AI space closely and also doing some open source contributions. That's it from my end. And the reason why I'm here is to tap into the knowledge of leaders real time as it is evolving, and also exchange thoughts, how they are going to shape up, transform the strategies that companies are taking, and all these things. Yeah, that's it from me.
I'm going to know when I met him.
Yes.
What is your favorite IDE?
It changes every month.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So
either it is Cursor
what is your
or
latest?
Windsurf or Google, anti-gravity. I use all three.
You use all three?
I use all three for different, like I mentioned, 3 tasks, 3 IDs.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Vishweshwar Kunda. You can call me as Vish. I've been, into service industry, service delivery to clients for almost a decade, working at US. And back in India, I am a GRC specialist, worked for compliance with multiple clients. The reason I'm here today is I've been working in compliance for quite some time, much before AI days. Of late, I see that whether it comes to personal information or the data privacy aspect comes in, many of my clients kind of take a step back when it comes to moving or migrating completely into AI. When the data goes out into cloud ecosystem, they're a little too skeptical. So I just want to hear a perspective from all the AI specialists that I have here to see what is their opinion on that. How do this? Is the system still matured enough that they can handle the privacy and security aspects of the data that we deal with, or we are still yet to evolve to that stage? So that's the reason I am here, open to hear if anyone is worked on that area, or we're still on the same boat trying to see if we can really take the next step. That's it.
Hi everyone, I'm Vikas. I'm founder of Navya AI Private Limited. It's just 5 months old, a startup. So I've been a tech guy for almost 9 years, and I've been into AML space since my masters. And how I got into AML is I was part of a lab called TechSAR, where we did high performance computing research, and we used to co-optimize hardware for AI. Not before all of this AlexNets, even before all of this, even when there was MNIST dataset, all small models. Since then, we used to co-optimize hardware and AI algorithms for it, and that is how I got into it. And that is what I have been doing since then. Since I have this deep knowledge on how compute works from algorithm to compute, I'm able to control a critical factor for companies called cloud burn. Second highest burn after people burn, and I go into a company, I optimize their algorithms, I optimize systems for production, I bring down their costs 90%, 80%, whatever, however it is possible. And I did that for 8 to 10 years, and now I got bored of it. I came out and I started my own company now. So, yeah. Since tech part, I have most of it figured out, but business part, I'm very novice, and I want to fill that gaps with all of you guys. So, yeah.
Hey, hey. First of all, thank you, Chuck, Sonu, Bhushan. I thought I'll feel like a strange cookie here, but seeing the diversity of this audience, I'm much more comfortable now. See, I'm director of applied Gen AI innovations at Capgemini. I've always been into innovation right from the beginning of my career, not into delivery or pre-sales or anything. And my specialty is an intersecting area of behavioral design, design thinking, and storytelling. So, I'm a very strong proponent of digital de-addiction, and also I've sort of pioneered something called responsible and ethical designs, where you don't design something that manipulates, but rather something that keeps you, and something called choice or thinking architecture. So that's one of the things. But apart from that, yeah, I do run a foundation called Sampara Foundation, where we adopt government schools and we take care of their education and basic needs, not AI yet, but basic needs. We conduct competitions and we distribute books, we hire English teachers. So we do that. And I'm also an organic farmer, so I have a farm outside the city. So the next meet can be at my farm if you're looking for a more rural setup. It's beside a lake, so you'll definitely enjoy the view. What I'm looking at this session is, whichever big corporate you're working for, right, is still some kind of a big silo. So Sonu advised me, he said, why don't you come and see what we're doing? I said, sure, I want to even get out of that, see what the world is doing around, and learn something and see if I can contribute something meaningful. Thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Chuck, for setting this up, and Bhushan, Kalyan, and Sonu. And I'm here actually to understand how we can transform the advanced AI technology terms that we hear every day to measurable business outcome. So here I'm working as a VP technical in one of the leading fintech company. So we are trying to see how we can scale AI at a production level, how we can transform what we think will work as a pilot to production, and that too within the guardrails and governance and the restrictive environment of the enterprise. So this is my actually I'm thinking to get insight on, and I hope we can get more on that and other aspect that the guys told about. So I'm looking forward to learn more on that as well. Yeah, this is all.
You guys are all experts. You guys have experience. And I need to learn a lot from you. So not what I want to know, but what should I know? Chuck would help. It would help Chuck if he knows this. Same thing. So many people would be helped by your expertise, right? So when you get a chance, just feel for like, if I know this, if I say this, this might help others, right? So with that spirit, go ahead and start with the questions. Are we ready? Maturity shift. In 2025, we saw a lot of excitement around chat, right? As we look at 2026, I'm observing a lot of systems to actually do. Okay, AI was just talking. Now most people, I'm saying that. From your vantage point, in your industry, are you guys ready for automation, autonomous action? Do you guys are ready to trust the AI to take action on your behalf or on medical report, or our organization is still struggling to get their data right? So from your perspective, where do you see? Right? Okay, let's go one by one. Everybody gets a chance. 30 seconds. Here, let's start. Let's start here.
See, I handled almost like 220 to 25 customers in parallel before I stepped down. The major issue was that everyone looks that AI will come and do the magic. AI is not doing any magic. AI is assisting to the people. That has to be very clear in all leaders' perspective and business perspective. And for the AI, data is the core. Before thinking about AI business problem, no one is thinking about that digitizing the data. So a lot of mid-scale companies where I was a keyboard advisor, so what they do is that they hire an AI director, AI expert, spend that 45 lakhs, 60 lakhs per annum, And then after 1 year or 1.5 years, they realize that this guy is not doing anything. They say him thank you on one day. And eventually, like, it is becoming that at the leadership forums where I attend, no one should go into mid-scale company. I look for an MNC. Places where you need to put it that the human entry is minimal.
So I think I want to be a little bit clear on that one. Is when I say autonomous action, it doesn't mean without a human in the loop. I don't think I'm blind enough to think that people are going to just trust the machine. I mean, humans will not trust the machine for a long time. So autonomous action means, can we delegate more of the work to the machine?
That is possible until unless your organization is digitize the data, which is sufficient for that business.
From your perspective, I totally get it. Where you're talking scale, right? He's coming from IBM and he's works big projects. But for individuals, right? For let's say Nikhil, I'm just picking on you. He has, I don't know, he gets 100 emails, 200 emails, some of the spam, some of them he respond. He could probably write himself an agent to monitor his email, or at least some of the standard things.
Microsoft Copilot is doing that pretty much half of the thing.
Copilot is doing it. Not really. I mean, it's summarizing it for me, it's managing it for me, it's rewriting it for me. It is still an AI assistant. So, which is what I was saying, it's like a chat as of today. But will it be more for autonomous action? That's the distinction I'm making.
Technically, it is possible.
Yeah.
The infrastructure wise, see that if you see that any Copilot today, right, it is generalized version.
Yeah.
If you want to tweak it to Radhakrishna's version, the model doesn't know what is Radhakrishna's task from morning to evening. When the scientist will think, or any innovators can think, right, they think about the generalized version of the product. That's where actually when this initial large language models came, they come up with the fine tuning. These agents, what level of fine tuning is what's still happening, and you do your own agents on top of the application. Both the way, it depends on the application what you are using. See, mail, we are not creating our own mail. You are taking Outlook, Gmail, or someone.
Okay, in the interest of time, I want to move forward, but the reason I interjected him was autonomous agents do not mean without the human, right? So with that, that's what I want to clarify.
So I just wanted to add from my point of view. So while the chats or systems are becoming agent, the competency wise, the technology wise, it will happen. There is no doubt about it. When the data is right, automatically things will happen. But only, I just wanted to raise a question. Are we having the responsibility around it? For example, the use cases like very intruding use cases like the way the Comet browser, right, where you can just say, book a ticket for me. I need to travel from here to here, and my usual place where I stay, and it'll book, and you can sleep, and then next day morning you can actually see that the ticket is booked. That is something will happen eventually, but these kind of use cases are fine. But when there is, or something like detecting a tumor is also probably fine. But when there is something intruding and something impactful into the human space, if something dealing with the baby's health, that kind of thing, right? That is where are we having the responsibility when it becomes more automated, more autonomous? My question to the table is that, are we actually building the foundation for becoming responsible and taking care of ourselves?
Was managed by AI-led agents. So I will not delve more onto that service, but a couple of things. Whenever you see potholes on the roads, whenever you see graffiti on the walls and stuff like that, citizens create an ticket, and the government actually comes and the authorities actually help mitigate that particular issue. Now the responsibility ends at the government, and they are not doing it as a service. It is a profitable business for them, because all the fines collected of this service rendered to the people is actually 3x the billing that we do to the government. So even after you whenever you are responsible, whenever you are doing a service which is of AI, there is a huge potential to make money. And even at the government scale, you can do that. And now we are scaling it up from a municipal platform to a national scale platform. And that is only because the government is making 3x out of that.
So the point the point you're talking, you have different opinions on, there is a lot of two schools of thought. Is government going to be responsible for AI and AI use, or is it the market going to be responsible? So going back his example, I book a ticket going someplace and AI makes a mistake and doesn't book it wrongly. If it's not caught, who is responsible? I am responsible for not specifying or checking. Is the middle guy responsible? So there is a lot of responsibility. Eventually, when these things happen, the market will have insurance for it. That somebody is going to pay for the insurance for the costs of damage. So that's another way of making AI responsible or things like that. And then there is another argument like government being responsible. And I think in your case, you were saying about between human and machine, who is responsible?
Yeah. So we are seeing only from government will actually make regulations and policies. They have to make it. Not all of the governments, and every government has to do it. But not only there, right, it's a 360-degree approach. Today, like for example, all the awareness Sankhya Foundation is doing, there is a whole population, 99% of the population who don't even know what is AI, and they will be impacted one day. So it's a 360-degree approach where all of us have to be, have to be taken forward together when the AI revolution, AI speed, AI things are happening.
Perfect. Now let's take everybody forward.
Okay. Again, the question is the market ready for autonomous action? So I'd specifically talk about regulated PFSI market and financial services. Explicitly. The clear answer is not yet, because it's a liability game. Again, someone talked about who is responsible. So a company like Wells Fargo, or let's say big banks in the world, would spend a lot on giving liabilities to the other. I will take a simple example, a letter being sent to a customer, right? It's in another language, right? And we do not have sources to write in all the languages. So we go to vendors, they take around $150, $200 for a single page to convert and a week to convert. But we cannot implement an agent right away for that to translate one language from another, because then at that time we'll be liable for that, and we do not want liability. Liability increases, risk capital increases, and again your liquid cash will go down and you will not have much money to lend or do the business, right? And there are so many other POCs which we were doing, and we were not even data ready for that. There are a lot of POCs which we did. So talking about specifically BFSI market and financial services and health domain, companies are still struggling for liability and responsibility and taking the risk. They are not taking the risk.
But my question was, do you see a shift towards autonomous agents? If so, are you saying there will be a shift?
Yeah, there will be a shift, but the pace companies like you say Microsoft, Google, they are core tech companies. They are growing at way high speed. You say in 1 year, OpenAI, collaborating with Microsoft, has done so much, introduced AI in almost all sort of products for them. But you talk about other domains like, let's say, a banking application. They have not introduced much AI features in their app. Why so? Because it's a regulated, again, no one wants to take the liability. So the pace at which these industries are going in AI space and agentic space is way lesser than
just to
how
capture
other world is going.
Just to capture what you're saying, we go to autonomous agents, but I think it will be moderated by
low risk and B2C play will predominantly fall in the space of getting automated. By low risk, low cost, I mean the margin for error is a couple of dollars, not. And we already do see the transformation, because all the players like OpenAI and
Anthropic, etc., introduced agentic browsing as well as action takers. And I think that will be the first shift that we'll see, where low risk B2C tasks will get automated. And for the rest of the things to happen, I believe it is only probabilistic increase in quality. What that means is simply if you get 1 in 100,000 or 1 million errors, then you achieve and unlock a certain task. And that's where we are going to trust more and more, and we are going to see transformation shift in both B2B as well as even, let's say, projecting into the future, even robotic based complete surgery, etc. If you achieve the probability that the margin for error is 1 in 100 million, etc., we would even see that happen. And I believe all the things, including multimodal models as well as all the fluid robotics things that are happening. By that I mean, if you've seen some demos, robots are doing even ramp walks, and they are exposing the legs so that we understand that it's a robot, not a human, because the movements are so fluid. And I believe the marriage of both this hardware and software will enable that to the last bit. Yeah.
Cool.
Yes. From my point of view, I feel there's a bit of trust element still not established when we migrate to AI-based, applications, or because not many companies, because the core requirement for any AI model is data. If you don't have data, will not be able to make a matured model. How many companies are really ready to share their data out? If we come to say HR specific or like healthcare specific, now I want to ask Apollo hospitals to give the entire employee data or the patient's data, because I am coming up with the AI model. I don't think they'll be agreeing to that. So that's where there's a bit of trust or a real required from a privacy standpoint, which is there in open market. Now I just want to give something. I want to know, if I just give my report, I want to know what are my health issues. But still somewhere the trust is lacking, where I still want to go and meet a doctor. At this point of time, I don't think anybody just blindly trusts an AI model, especially those critical areas of healthcare and your BFSI sector. People are not still there. Maybe they're using it only an extended level of automation level, but I still feel that it takes a little longer to see that we are getting.
So you're not seeing in 2026 there won't be much.
I doubt it will not be able to happen. We might take a step ahead, but it still takes a while, unless there is an assurance that from its privacy standpoint, all the data is secured. Okay, which is again going against the kind of cyber security issues which we are looking at. So people might not be able to, even if someone build it, it will be only for their internal consumption. They might not be able to share anything outside to the world, right? In a simple attrition data, which company can stand up and tell that I can give my attrition data?
I want to say something on that. Because I've been in data conference. I've never heard in the last 20 years, data is great. Great. Data has no problem. Right? So data always had problems. But we still made a lot of progress. We built large language models with bad data. Think about it.
We always use proxy data to build a model, but our trust factor on that data is still somewhere we're skeptical about that.
But why would anybody trust data or anything, computers? Right? The problem is not the people when they say bad data in, bad data out, they're not taking responsibility. Data is always bad. Bad data in, usability out, something of value out. Right? We are always trying to create value.
Wherever there's a risk element.
I'll just finish in a second.
Yeah.
Right? So bad data will always be there, and there are techniques to, with this bad data, how do I create business value? And that's where architects come in. because there's a business process. Somebody's trying to make a transaction, somebody's trying to pay, somebody's waiting for their shoe or medical report or diagnosis or whatever they're waiting on. You have to give them that result. You can't say, well, data is not there, I can't treat you. So we have to figure out what other pieces of information that we can put together. And I think with AI, a lot of the analysis individuals do or experts did, machines can do. That is my personal belief. Okay?
Again, it all depends on the risk appetite of the user.
So I don't know, maybe because since I am in the field, I'm not sure, but the shift has already happened. Bland AI has replaced millions of telecallers. Many unnated automations have replaced many marketing guys. Midjourney has replaced many Photoshop editors. Ramsey has a meme generator that took out many people. He has a quiz generator, many people use it. Automation is in lives. It is there. The shift has happened, whether you like it or not. And many companies are using it and they are beating large chains. Telegram is 40 people team. Instagram was 30 people team. There is no junior level hiring, AI engineer hiring anywhere. There are only mid-level and senior level hires happening. AI agents have replaced junior ML engineers even right now. So the way I see it, it's about a point of IQ, I guess. Higher your IQ is up the ladder, later you will be replaced.
Perfect. I just want to speed up a little bit.
Sure.
Basically, the question is, will AI...
If you are not using it, as you will use a SaaS product which is doing it for you. That's it. That is what
I don't know if it has happened or not, but a couple of roadblocks that I see from my worldview is when building autonomous agents is primarily revolves around intent clarity and decision ownership. I think these are the two words which I wrote. So any AI you take, for example, use something that is processing refunds, and so there are many edge cases around it. I think if these two things are solved from a behavioral design perspective, that can lead to full automation. And the other thing that I see is, again, it's a parallel. It's like it's an autonomous car. So there is also another AI that looks at the driver whether he's sleeping or not. So every time we are building experiences, we are trying to build experiences for somebody to not be oblivious to what an autonomous entity is doing, but rather like a driver who's not really driving, but at least who knows what is happening, are the kind of parallel experiences that we are trying to craft. So those are the kind of things that we are working on.
So I know you started with roadblocks. Can you list 3 roadblocks?
Clarity of intent,
okay,
and the ownership of a decision.
Okay, clarity of intent and, okay. Probably right.
That's about it. Thank you.
Yeah, so from my end, like if I see from the perspective of the challenge, so challenge I basically see like the expectation that we have set from AI is aggressively very high. Like we can see in the segregate in 2 ways. Like if we talk about like WhatsApp or Telegram, as Ramchandra mentioned, it's being done by a small group of people. But this is not confined to that. If you talk about BFSI domain, for example, or for the real-time implementation for the AI agents, we're still far away from like attaining that. We still need human in loop for sure. And maybe probably in a span of 5-6 years, maybe we can go to that stage, like we can evolve with agents in this particular domain as well. As Vishnu mentioned, like when the data comes in picture, how confident we are there to host it outside our system. So data in transit is a challenge, the security perspective. So I think we can see we are still not in that position. Like we can say we have done already. We are moving from the stage of reading to acting. Because when we talk about PI data, we are not that confident to do the inception of the AI agent at the moment.
Specifically, when it comes to your business,
yeah,
do you see any areas of AI being used? Agents, autonomous agents?
Yeah, we see that domain. There we can leverage that. But when it talk about monetary aspects, we are still not that confident, I see. Like we can solely rely on or delegate the responsibility of decision making to the AI agents. But I think gracefully, if we talk about like from the developer perspective, it's indeed it helps across the domain, like for BFSI or other. So, but like we are still in a phase like where we can develop the pilot, but whether it will work in production, we still have challenges. And specifically from inference perspective also.
Awesome.
So this is what I see.
Bhushan, tell me, what do you think?
Yeah, I think what I feel that in 2026 that gap will be filled. I believe whatever the experimentations are done, it's done, and now 2026 is more about the implementation of the agents and other things. So things have been matured enough. So I feel like the implementation will be more rather than the experimentation. So that's all.
So I want to take two items. So from the agentic point of view, from the cyber security and the governance. Okay, we are not ready, industry is not ready. Because why I am saying is like from the cyber security point of view, we don't have any guardrails on the agentic side. And from the governance side, we don't have any governance process on the agentic side. Okay, so if you talk about governance, AI governance, we have a generic model. We don't have a agentic governance models. So maybe in 2026, these are the two things.
I agree.
I think people have already spoken nicely. I think I completely agree with Ramsri once he said we'll see more B2C things happening when it comes to agentic system. Leaders have mostly used this word AI agents and agentic AI interchangeably, but they are very different things actually. I feel like they use the same words in the same sentence, AI agents and agentic AI. AI agent is still very rigid, they follow a set of instructions. Agentic AI has more autonomy, with a directed goal and a behavior. B2C, of course, look at agentic ID is like Cursor, one of the most valuable companies now, how fast they move because they build something on a very consumer focus. When it comes to businesses, I think agentic AI will definitely take a step forward. We'll see more autonomous agents in B2B businesses where two things. One is sustained productivity. It's not about that, okay, let's take software development lifecycle, for example, HDLC. It's one of the most low-hanging fruits in businesses. People have been generating code, they have been using LLMs or agentic system for testing the entire HDLC lifecycle. But they say, I have X% of efficiency gain or productivity gain, but this is not sustained productivity. It's good for greenfield project, for brownfield project, agentic system fails. Like let's say, for example, COBOL to Java or any such examples, they will fail because they have not seen enough. It's a complex thing. So when it comes to sustained productivity, I think autonomous agent will struggle in B2B businesses, mostly in enterprises, and also where the operational leverage has to be compounding. So that is something we see, but problem will get solved. People talk about, governance, guardrails, all of these words that have been there. People will solve it. Startups are already solving it. Across the globe, this problem will solve. When GPT 3.5 was released or GPT 3, there were a lot of hallucinations issue. We have seen the hallucinations going down. Okay, there are people who will solve it. If they're not, then I will solve it. People are there, they are solving it. So we'll bring all of those things which is required to empower this technology. So I don't worry about if agentic AI is making a wrong decision. Of course, it will do, but then it's up to decide where are we using this in our business processes. It's not that we are giving a nuclear button to a kid and so we can now use it. So I think B2C, Ramsri 100%, I think it has to be the convergence. I will use the word convergence into a deeper sense. What Nikhil was saying, that we are not ready from a model or a data infrastructure standpoint, or converging models, data infrastructure, business processes, and operational processes as well. So I think this is something when we converge, we'll see it's empowering more as well. So, but yeah, things will happen. I 100% advocate that we'll see more autonomous agent everywhere.
Trend. Definitely the shift is already there. But one thing we should always remember, that technology is always already ahead of our operational maturity. That's where we are lacking. The things are like, it's not, the problem is not with the technology, the problem is more lying in the operational maturity. That's where the autonomous is not fully active these days. Even if you look at the numbers which are at the production grade of a AI agent or agentic applications, which are just single digits. The reason is people are still not able to figure out that we don't have a LLM readiness data.
And we need to do a lot of reverse engineering stuff, starting from understanding the data quality issues, fixing up the operational issues, right? That's really important. So the way we should think, if you are doing the enterprise, especially on the autonomous agents perspective, right? Can my model able to do this? So we need to move from that perspective to, can my organization allowed to act it safely? So you need to put, it's not a problem, but most of the things you need to fix from the operational perspective, because all these things are sitting in your real workflows, not on the other side. Yeah.
Kalyan, are you saying that tech is ready, but orgs are not ready?
Correct. Tech is already there. Tech is pretty much fantastic today. If you see 2025, even the models people talking about 2022, how GPT, 2025, how GPT, or if you take any open source models, they are pretty much good. People always complain about models. The problem is not with the models.
So I would like to ask some of the business leaders here. Do you guys agree, or why is that so?
Okay.
No, let's go through sequence, please. Let's go one by one.
So as for my point of view, it's already begun. So automating things already begun with the agents and LLMs. So it depends, like in which area, how much restrictions are there. Like in banking domain, we have a lot of regulations, so we cannot go ahead and apply on day one. But one of my friend automated some, like he built one agent, and it will send us a news like what is happening today in AI, and we will get Discord channel one message every day, depending on like what are the technologies are coming, what are the advancement in chips are happening. All these messages we will get in all the area it will cover, and we will get daily. So these kind of things already has begun, and maybe we will see in 2026 more.
So what you're saying, that LLMs
creating some agents and integrating with it, so we will be able to achieve.
I'm going to ask you again later, but go ahead. I didn't fully understand it.
So I'm saying the shift has already begun. Autonomous thing already started coming up. We will be identify the areas where like we can accommodate them easily without any restriction.
I get it.
Take more time, but eventually we would be moving. We cannot say it as 2026 as such, but it will take some time for the areas which are more sensitive.
More like a fintech, which is like an monetary. So those we cannot give 100% to an AI to say that go and then look how much of I am playing up with these things, right? So if it is something like not that much of important data, then I think those are already there in the place in the market where it's completely now autonomous. But maybe in future they will have some policy, but they will not give entire things for AI to own the world. But there will be surely a rules will be coming to the picture. Based upon that, it is going to play. The models are keep coming up. If they are already there, no. See, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Those are coming because there is some issues are happening. That is where they are going to improve those things by coming up with the new models. It is not like
automatic reply agent 100% will work actually, because I have done a research on my email from 1996 to 90 email from Hotmail. The system will behave. What is my pattern? The old pattern might be I put a conditions, a risk agent, especially from a financial standpoint of view or a health standpoint of the mail, key decision for a human standpoint of view, I put 3 or 4 conditions. There it will take my decision. There the agent will ask the decision. Otherwise, it will take all automatic email in terms of RFP responses, in terms of any business decisions. If it is a financial decision, definitely it will trigger me. How you train the data is very, very important, adaptable. And the most part is now the central government is building a body, AI governance for specific domain level, industry level. Okay. Until unless worldwide, they has to build one ecosystem, industry specific AI ethics governance they has to build. Until and unless they are not able to build, absolutely there is a issue. So when you said sometime risk agent will be there. When you're booking a tickets, absolutely your human touch will always there. The risk agent will alert to the respective manager. This is the booking is getting issue. So the risk agent can analyze the issue. There we can put some kind of train agent. There I think absolutely we can do it. Agentic AI agents, which we are recently implemented for one of the auto company in India. Absolutely 90% is working, 10% is got failure because their lead management system, their sales absolutely is working. We were proven 5 years back itself. Now currently India is better than other world actually. Okay, it is working on auto space very well for lead management and sales, especially on this one. I'll agree on that. But only one thing is.
Yeah. In fact, I go with the 3R part of it, which says relevant, reliable, and responsible. So, what is relevant for the industry, for the business is more important before actually just following what X, Y, and Z are implementing, that it should be relevant to the industry, to the business scenario, first thing. And of course, the reliability part of it, where it comes, what kind of data you're using, how you are training it, whether you have the right kind of information available to it. And of course, the responsible part, everybody talked about it. And good to see that I see a mixed reaction over there. Somebody talks about B2C working fine. The other Sonu says B2B takes time, could fail. Yes, I do agree with both of you, but I would still stick to the thing that if it works for one B2B, it doesn't mean it works for everybody. Similar way for B2C. So it's more of a relevant and a reliable aspect of it. And of course, wherever there's a financial impact, human in the loop should always be there. Going with an example of booking a ticket, yes, you can always get the best possible route, the best possible price, the best possible airline that you would prefer. But a recommendation would be that since it has a financial impact, a human in the loop should be there to confirm. Because once an action is taken on the financial side of it, it's difficult to revert back. Of course, there could be a process to revert back. Yes, as far as the full autonomous part is concerned, I think yet I would see it from the business that it is still not 100%, I could say. It still needs refinement, modeling, and of course the kind of models that are being defined. I think some of us over here said models are in place, it can work for anything. It could be working for the scenario that you would have been looking at, may not be for everybody. So it needs a perfect modeling and a training part of it, which plays a key role.
Are you saying all this for making agentic AI?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Agentic, yeah.
Cool. A quick note, guys. We have a lunch coming up. We actually planned 6 different questions, and I think the first one took longer because I let it go. It's okay. It's okay. Everybody has to say what they had to say, and it's just perfect. You know, we just had a plan that way, but we wanted to say. And then the next questions, let's be more focused, because we'll have plenty of time for a lot of discussions. Particularly, he said something about AI doing his emails and stuff. That's fascinating. We can talk about it. So go ahead and start.
Yeah, I think the mitigation of the risk is what separates the boys from the men in the industry. When you are a responsible service provider and you have a lot of stake for your customers, risk mitigation becomes not a bolted on approach, but a system design approach. And when you take that, then you don't become a chair in the table, you are the table and who are invited for that. 3 very short examples. Hypertensive retinopathy is something which damages your cornea because of your hypertension. Now, the world are a couple of thousands and the number of patients is in a couple of millions. You cannot do this in a traditional way of treating it. India becoming the hypertensive capital of the world, and cases in sub-Saharan Africa, You cannot do it traditionally. You have to use AI technique to do this. We scan the eye and we predict the retinopathy level of eye damage because of hypertension, and it is done by AI. Is the specialist required? Yes, of the 5% of the very critical cases. But can retinopathy hypertensive be detected and remediation be taken for the rest 70% cases? Yes, it could be agentic. We just can't afford to wait for everything to lay down and all the green signals on the street and then we start our car and look at how do we serve millions of people who are in that.
So how is agentic AI?
That is done by AI. You have asked David. So these are agentic AI outcomes which are proliferating at a pace which is most profitable for the society at large and the customers at large.
So what is the takeaway for the group? I know you guys are doing
The
all this,
takeaway for the group is we cannot wait for all the red lights to turn green before we start the journey. We have to start the journey. There will be a couple of red lights, and mitigating out of that risk and moving forward, if that is the North Star, we will get over these things.
Okay, very good explanation around human involvement and AI involvement and getting things worked well. So according to the question, as in like, let's say, is the market actually ready for autonomous action, right? But actually already market is going in that direction. Already Tesla cars is there. And people really want AI in place, but the quality of the outcome and impact of it, it matters actually. And to be honest, a couple of things I will tell the differences. Human processing speed is very less as compared to the computers and computing. Like ideally it's 10 bits per second. So when there is a need of a lot of billions of actions has to be happen within fraction of seconds, with the computing only it can be done. And everybody is using already AI, and as in like Ramshri already done couple of SaaS tools. It's an agentic base.
So what is the takeaway for the group?
Takeaway for the group is basically like quality of the outcomes that we are building, that's actually matters, because everybody thinks that market is ready, but like adding the value, like let's say making the quality outcome is the matter actually.
Perfect, thanks.
I think shift is not yet ready actually. Okay, organizations slowly adapting the AI and all. I will give you different perspective. Okay, talent is one big thing actually. Okay, adaptability, adapting the talent, AI skills is one thing. This is what I would like to say. So upskilling is only one thing, no, to leverage the AI. Talent is one.
Talent. So you think that because of the talent, we have the talent for agentic AI or we don't?
Not yet actually, not yet fully. 50% I can say that.
Well, because I echo with most of the people, everyone agrees that we are not yet ready and we are going towards readiness. So again, it depends on what industry, what scale, what we are using. There are people from banking industry, healthcare industry, and that. So the way I look at it, currently as of now, B2C, or rather I'll say MSME businesses, wherein which definitely they can start implementing and using. I'll pick up my example wherein which most of my business runs on WhatsApp. Okay, there were around 30 to 40,000 conversations happening, and then there is a pre-sales team, lead qualification team. There are 40 odd people, and then now with agentic AI, wherein which we cut down almost with 25% of the existing staff, we are able to serve the same audience. Okay, so with agentic AI, wherein which all the conversations on the WhatsApp has been summarized, and we're just acting on the high intent clients rather than picking a call and asking, and then and most of 50% of our calls are filtered with the agentic AI telling that, okay, whether are they ready to pick up. There were days wherein which we used to call every damn number to see whether it's a qualified lead or not. Okay, so all these are something wherein which I'm cut down my cost and focusing more on how do I increase my productivity or rather sales. So to long thing short, so where exactly we are using AI, right? So definitely it's helping, and to what scale, yeah, I think it will take its own time.
So what is the takeaway for the group?
Yeah, so I mean, believe in. I mean, I think we should go as Mrinal said. I think we should start, and then red flags keep coming. Then we'll then and there we solve it and then move forward. So,
Awesome.
yeah, thank you.
Srinivas.
Brief again. See, leadership is always about intent and capability, right? So, from a technology capability standpoint of view, I don't see any problems as such. Leadership in intent, I think there's kind of mixed bag. Takeaway for leadership, probably they can start small, experiment, and scale the processes. But I think, yeah, this is the only observation that I have. Rest of the things have been spoken by my colleagues over here. So intent and capability, from capability standpoint, again, reiterate, technology is capable. Leadership, takeaway is that start slow, start small pieces, bits and pieces, execute that, see the results, and then you can scale up progressively. That's what I have to put it.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. I think we finished one round. We have, I just got a note from my team saying that we have another 20 minutes, and then we break for coffee or something, and then we'll come back and start the next one. 20 minutes, I have 20 people, and the mic needs to move within a minute. So this, I'm not going to keep on saying that. The guy next to him has to take it. If that guy is going to go, I'm not going to sit here and everybody's, right? So, team, right? So they put some pilots, they put some money, they started building projects, and they spent a lot of money. Now the CFO is saying, okay, when am I getting my money back? So are we move out? So like, are we still trying to make money or still doing POCs, right? And how long will this continue? Because the machines like AI, Gen AI and all the big companies, they keep spending money. But JP Morgan just can't do that. Or somebody else, Wells Fargo can't do that. Or some other startup just can't keep money thinking that it will be okay. They can do pilots forever. So that's the start. So go ahead and what do you see in your expertise and just move on.
Organizations for what we kind of sell in the market. Right now, till 2025, what we have seen is basically it's been more of experimentation, as I mentioned, right? So they just wanted to check out what the system can provide, how it can help me out. And we have been able to show them incremental value. So now most of the customer
so
segments.
The question is, what are you seeing? We all know the concept.
Right.
So what are you seeing? Do you think it will happen or?
As I can speak for myself and my customers that I'm serving, mid-market customers, most of these people are very, very excited to scale the projects that we already delivered at a small scale, right? So the answer is they have moved out from, okay, fine, man, will this work to, okay, fine. Let me not get into the ROI part of it. ROI will definitely, they have seen it because of the, so they are just kind of exploring to taking this into a full-blown, what do you call, implementations across the board. So that's what is my observation. Thank you.
Perfect. So
yeah, so depends on which industry and what is your budget around, right? So if at all you are a CFO or an organic farming company, and rather I'll not say you to go ahead and spend on an R&D, and rather be vigilant, wait and watch. Someone will implement and then start consuming it.
In your experience, what are you seeing?
Yeah, in again MSME industries, I think they should start spending on and then investing in it. And the ROI, yes, definitely there will be in MSME.
Are the CFOs demanding ROI right now, or they're still giving?
At least, I mean, yeah, implement, and probably the way, at least in my personal experience, like 12 to 15 months, in which you will see a break even on the investment.
So, in ROI standpoint of view, basically, like if we build something large one and covering all the industries, it will not work at all for any sort of companies nowadays, because it requires a lot of talent and a lot of resources and all. So if we use already existing LLM models and if we build specific use case and niche based exact use case, so that way the ROI will be better, and we are using it for already our clients. And one of the example that I tell you, like let's say before we used to take 14 to 15 days to build a high-end landing page. Right now, with the help of AI, we are able to build it within 2 days. So the ROI economics point of view, it is very good actually. So that's why building for like large site, it will not possible. So going into or exact use case based, it will give you the proper ROI economics. That's it. Thank you.
I'm very straightforward. I'm asking companies to stop doing AI pilots and start making AI factories, AI agentic factories. Adopt an approach where 5% of your agents will not work, but rest 80 will. And if you don't, your competitor is going to do that against you. I have just given an example at the initial part of the morning where government is making money because of agentic processes in AI vision-based services rendering to the customers, to their own citizens. That is a P&L issue that the government has handled. I'll give you a balance sheet thing which I can help enterprises with. Your Salesforce team is abundant with leads. They don't look at the most low-hanging, low-profit deals at all. Employ agents to go at those deals, do the background verification of the customers, net worth of those customers to buy your products. All this can be agentic services and help your sales team to cut the flap and be more productive. So I've given you a P&L example of how agents can make money for you. I've given you a liability reduction on your balance sheet, how you can work with lesser sales direct representatives and get more leads and get more into a revenue thing. So I've given you two perspectives how this is viable, and let's stop that experimentation phase of agentic AI is gone. Let's put into factories of creating this.
Thank you.
Yeah, two things I would call out. One is on the, as our colleague rightly said, it's more on the sales part of it, lead management and other aspects of it, followed by I even saw for the customers on the supply chain optimization side of it. And these are the two things where our customers have been doing the pilots, and they found certain things which need some fine tuning to it. But the observation has been that in the first half of the year, there could be certain fine tuning of these models and ensuring, and maybe by later part of the year, we'll start seeing the ROI on it.
So I am not asking for ROI because that will take time. But when the funding that is coming in to spend on
it is
AI,
coming in. It is because
it coming
preliminary has been done, so it has been proven that yes, these can be used.
Funding is prompt.
So no. When I say prompt, is it coming from the project funding or the innovation funding?
Innovation fund.
It's still coming innovation fund.
Yes, 2025 has been on the innovation side of it.
The boards are actually pressurizing the CXO level and asking them results.
Yes.
Where are you putting the AI for and what are you getting? The board are pressurizing the CXO, and the Gen X in the organization is asking, I don't want to do the mediocre code writing anymore. I want AI tools to do my work better. So the pressure from the organization is double-sided. One from the board, one from the Gen X. So the CXO and the leadership has to act in the middle, and that is what they are doing.
Oh, so is that the consensus?
At larger scale in the organization.
Okay.
At the operational expense level, these VPs and mid-level management, right, they release certain kind of fund. That's where these hackathons, money, POCs, all these things will come. And then it will go vice versa, which Mrinal is telling, from the capex to opex. That intersection is where the real ROI outcome will come. But basic level will be done at the apex level expense. That budget is there. Each sector, they have released that certain budget for the apex.
So no more POCs.
See, POCs, well, it is there, but they say that the budget is not for exclusive POC. They say that you don't say that proof of concept, you say that proof of value. POV is what which we say.
I think one of the things that I have observed is basically people are ready to pay, even if it's POC. Yeah, I think I'm done. No free POCs, but
See, predominantly what I see is like vision, and then we have voice and OCR. Okay, these three aspects, companies are willing to go for the big bang approach. Okay, so that's what I see. Like from our organization, when we talk to the clients, they want to implement the voice agents. Okay, with a big bang approach. Okay, and the vision models. We are working across the globe. What we see is like vision models. The companies are willing to invest and go for the big bang approach, like, and OCRs, the invoice documents and other things like. So, if there is a deviation from those three aspects, then they are going for the POC things like.
It's an evolution basically.
Yeah. So basically, it's like, see, if you see any POC in 2025, predominantly there are three aspects: CR and voice. Any POC.
So did they all convert into
Yes.
products?
Yes. See, I can say like voice agents, blindly, the clients are coming to us and they are saying like implement into the big bang approach. Okay.
So if you're a client, obviously you're doing those work.
Yes.
Yeah, but are you using any of those yourself?
Yeah,
or you're just building it for other people?
See, internally we are a AI company, so predominantly we are using some stuff in the voice agents and other thing to showcase to the clients that these things works like.
So most of them are full-fledged projects, not POCs anymore.
No.
Fantastic.
I can give one small example recently. One of my cousin recently started a startup actually. Okay. He's working with one of the almost like 30 crores user-based company, which they build voice agents with that company. Is successfully running now. Their sales pitch got improved now. Because earlier days, whatever their bookings or whatever their appointments, everything is working on voice-based actually. There is one example. I'm quoting the statement what you mentioned for CFO level. Majority of the CXOs are facing the business challenges nowadays because anybody can put the investment 1 billion, 10 million. None of them is not focusing their business trend for next 10 years. The CTOs or business leaders can adopt the business, what Abdul mentioned very clearly, business language they have to understand. Next 10 years, what is their competitors. Accordingly, they need to invest their AI challenges, AI investments. If they can do such kind of, they need to form the proper corporate governance very properly, especially for a technology teams, okay? Because the guy which came, he learned Gen AI, he's the expert. That's not the question.
What is the takeaway for the group?
The takeaway from the group is anybody has to come with domain, technology, the person who is having the business sense, the person who is worked in business, okay? That guy can understand the pain of what exactly is having for the organization. So that aspect, I think we were implemented a few case studies recently actually.
Are you saying the CTO needs to understand the business or the business needs to understand the tech?
No, the tech needs to understand the business.
Okay.
So because the recent case study.
Business doesn't understand tech. That is their in.
Yes.
Right? But typically most business leaders do understand the business. Right? No. Most technical leaders, any CTO who doesn't understand the business will be sacked.
Absolutely.
Period. Right? He can be, right? But most of the time they claim that he doesn't understand. They do.
No, that is their business, right? Absolutely.
Yeah, even
service
the
companies is their
business.
Service companies sell their own product. That is their business actually.
In the case of AI, right, there is a lot of other class when people talk about the ROI. Apart from business, implementation, technology, all these things, right? I've seen that many mid-scale companies can go and say that very clear that what framework you are going to follow.
Guys, we can take this offline. I have 4 minutes. We have to go, and I want to quickly summarize what. Agreed, guys. Yes, no. I just want to make sure we need to get to breakfast first before we get to philosophy. So what I've seen so far from listening to everyone very carefully, it was very interesting because I see two broad themes. One, the technical folks who are like, AI agents are there, we are going there. And then the business guys, compliance, we need trust, don't have this. So there is a big diverse opinions here. Somebody said, oh, it's already there. Whether you like it or not, we are using it, right? Some people says, no, we're not there. It's not there. So I think for 2026, and then somebody mentioned, it depends, always depends, right? And then there was a B2C. So in case of B2C, it will be faster. In B2B, it won't be faster. So we kind of covered a variety of scenarios from different perspectives. And my takeaway, at least from listening to everybody, is so businesses still have a way to get comfortable with agents, right? And then the technical guys are really excited. They've been excited for the last 4 years. And every time I talk to business leaders, I have a very good friend of mine in a very high Fortune 100 company. He calls me last month, and he's a director or a VP. He says, Chuck, I need to do something with AI. My boss is on my case. What can I do, right? So the business people really are not there because they're busy in ops. And then for CapEx, he mentioned OpEx and CapEx. At least I'd like to ask you guys after this, is in some companies in US, they're spending GPT inside, internal GPT. Do you see that? Does IBM have an internal GPT?
See, we have internal GPTs, and even for the services.
Then for coming back in the last minute, I want to talk about the ROI. It's good to hear that a lot of POCs are taking shape, right? And that is I think it's a lot of that's happening because the risk of producing software has gone down significantly, right? Because with coding and all of that. So the risk of developing software, developing POCs has gone down significantly. This is the first time I'm seeing so many of the POCs going into production, unlike so many of the previous shifts in transformations. So if this keeps going, I think we're in a good place. So with that, let's break for our snacks and come back, and then I'll let my team pick one of the. Next time, guys, please give everybody a chance. Go fast. Thanks. Hardest one with a lot of people, with 20
but
people.
You are nailing it.
Hey, I know this. You should know this.
And
Right?
it's going on record. It's going on record. So.
Me saying?
No. Whatever they say. As in.
Let's go with one question at a time. Like, let's try to get as many as we can. Human in the loop. So, again, there is a tension between speed and safety, right? If there is a human, it's going to slow things down. But if there's no human, then it's unsafe, right? So what do we do? And I don't want to hear an answer, it depends. Of course it depends. Everybody knows it depends, right? Will there come ever a time there won't be a human being needed?
Sorry?
Will there be a time when there is no human needed for the machine to do its job? And again, it will depend, right? I just want to know, where do you see it fastest, and when, and what should people think about it? Go ahead.
Answer your question in a filmy fashion. Probably all of us over here might have seen this movie called Robo, made by Shankar, right? Rajnikant movie. Part 1, pre-interval, it was instruction taking robo. Part 2, when it starts getting feelings, it's kind of, I don't know, my language might be wrong, or understanding could be wrong. It's acting on its own. Maybe you can say it's an agentic kind of a robo, right? Because I'm not a techie guy, so pardon me for my understanding of that. But towards the end of the movie, when it is getting dismantled, or in between, there's one question that's asked in the forum: is there God? And it asks, can you define what is God? Creation, right? So he created me, so obviously there is God. And during the dismantling part also, towards the end of the movie, he says, do you need any help? And he says, yeah, please dismantle yourself. So it's a human being at the end of this kind of no, I'll not say commanding per se, but telling the machine what to do. So, human in the loop is definitely yes. It will be there. It has to be there. So that's my take. Thank you.
In the loop. Okay, in healthcare point of view, okay, suppose if I'm feeling kind of some disease, okay, I can't go and get the information from ChatGPT, right? Okay, you need to consult the doctor. Okay, trust is the main factor actually. Human loop is very needed in healthcare sector.
So will there a time when there is no human needed?
I don't think so actually.
We did.
No.
There is a Sophia. There is no human. Is a AI assisted assistant. What do we say that help desk?
Okay.
That will give you entire your data once you visit. It will talk to you in Telugu and English.
But
So it doesn't have any human actually.
and trust factor is one thing actually.
No,
Like,
the context is just to fill the details. There is no where in which intelligence is required or an error can happen.
error can happen.
His question was that
Yes.
where human loop is not required,
It can
be.
where it is required.
Exactly.
Okay. In healthcare sector, it is required actually. Okay. Okay.
In certain number of years, probably in next 3-4 years, most of the things doesn't require human involvement, as far I believe in general. As the progress that I'm observing in healthcare or any other domain, human in the loop will be like processes will be completely standardized, and human in the loop is not required at this moment. Like let's say right now there is more dependencies there, but in the future 90 to 95% human in the loop will be eradicated.
I think I want to. What is the takeaway for the group? I know you have an opinion. Everybody has an opinion, but what should users take from this, based on your experience?
Based on my experience, like don't think against AI. Like AI is already there and it is removing human in the loop in 90% of the cases sooner. Like whatever we are doing for next 10 years or 20 years, keeping in the context, we also will be relevant in most of the cases. So whatever we do, like we have to make sure secure our futures in a way AI can't affect us.
So basically you're saying don't be afraid, you'll still be relevant. Right.
Yeah.
I would suggest get the human out of the loop. For example, today you are buying car insurance, you are buying health insurance based upon your age. We are in the age of AI, accelerated intelligence. Use it to understand your health pattern, to understand your driving behavior, and then buy insurance. Get the human out of the loop because he will simplify the things and he will not get in a premium for you because you are a good driver and you jog for 5 kilometers every day. So get the human out of the loop in most of the decisions which can be accelerated with intelligence, and then get the benefit to the real users and not simplistic calculations which are made by humans.
Good.
Thank you.
In this.
Interesting part where Brindle was saying that get human out of the loop, but may not be applicable everywhere. It's more of there are set of activities where human can be taken off, but end of the day, once if you want to complete certain things, and it is the human who is going to complete it. So that's my take.
100% human loop is 100% required. Okay, when you're doing a shopping, your user experience is very, very important. Website assistants, AI assistants will give you a lot of information, reviews on the products. But end of the day, the product, let's say I have a S25 mobile, okay. My user experience, it will help me like anything. But when it comes to the same product will go to the end user, the village level people will use in different level, okay. The cost is and quality the matter. But both things AI agent can give you only basic information or advanced information. Finally, the user experience is very, very important. So definitely, human loop is very, very important. Next 30 years, next 100 years, 10% human loop is very, very important for any business.
Yeah. What I feel is like human should be in a position to provide the instructions to the AI. So in that scenario, so human should be in the loop, but what daily activities that we are doing up can be taken away by the AI, and then we can use them to work for us. That is what is going to be the next 1 to 2 decades.
So one of example I would like to give is like suppose some robot is performing some scan of detecting cancer. So in that case, even in case of false positive, the human should be in loop because like human life is on stake. So in such scenario, it will be mandatory like we can keep human in loop, but some places we can directly blindly we can follow. So yeah, both things are there. Yeah.
Yeah, I have slightly a different thought here. So instead of human in the loop, I'd argue that human on the loop is more important because that's where I see the future. Because since the shift has already happened, because we have a systems in place where things are autonomously happening with the proper guardrails, right? So the thing is, we don't need a human in the loop to do every sort of action. So that's where the human on the loop comes picture. So we just need to supervise things, but not every step. So what I'd see is human on the loop is more realistic than the human in the loop. Yeah.
Makes sense. And definition has been changing quite lately. Human in the loop, HITL to human on the loop. People have started talking in Silicon Valley about this. We have been reading on Reddit. See, as long as society wants accountability, the loop stays. Okay, we can keep talking about it, but it's all about the adoption. If the risk is high, of course, the human in the loop or human on the loop has to stay. So low risk, low judgment, I think we can get rid of it. That's it.
My take is like wherever the government entity is there, so human in the loop need to be there. Okay, that's where the accountability, what Sonu was telling about. If a company needs to file a legal document or any healthcare issues, if we need to send to the government, then human in the loop need to be there. But apart from that, where there is integrations, connections, there no need of the human, like, because the agent can automatically take the decisions from the integration point, means like one endpoint to another endpoint, that can be done. Like,
just to add one line, so I don't want to talk anything. See, we are not talking about human in the loop because technology is weak. It's not about the take is weak. It's about that trust and accountability stays with human. So that's the only thing.
I want to add, I think Sonu is saying a very important point. I had a boss a long time ago. We were managing a lot of people, a lot of teams, and he used to say, Chuck, I need a single neck to choke. Right? I need clear accountability. I need a single neck to choke. So in that sense, you need a human. You can't choke a machine's neck.
So human in the loop will be always be there. We cannot eradicate the entire human in the loop. So we cannot say that there will be no humans in the loop unless and until there will be CEO. At least might be the less humans in the loop, but human will be always there in the loop. What I feel.
Yeah, so from my perspective, we have a constant monitoring. However, there is an exception for that. What I see, like if we are doing some regular workflow task, there we can easily bring in the AI. But again, there is a challenge, like AI can do certain things 200 times better than a person can do, but not all the tasks. So especially what I'm trying to say, where in comes of behavioral aspect, though we have a behavioral model in place, but still the behavior will change over the period of time. So we can't simply get rid of the human in loop. But I think it will evolve over the time. But still, if we check from the ROI perspective, we can't, if something is feasible using the AI agent also, but again, we need to check whether the operational cost associated is something should not overshoot our revenue that we are earning from that. So some certain things might be feasible, but it's not mandatory we should go for AI only there. So I think constant monitoring is still required parallelly.
Cool.
See, I think as long as there is a decision which is irreversible and consequential, there is a need for a human in the loop. So that is why when we try to build something, we try to move from something that is inconsequential and reversible, if it's like a 2x2, to something that is very consequential and irreversible. So as long as the decisions in that, are of that nature, I think there is a need for human in the loop. So that's my point of view. There could be exceptions probably, but yeah, that's my point of view. Thank you. Right. So it is not human in the loop. I feel it should be human at an anomaly or an outlier. Essentially, something that your LLM or your agent or whatever system you build cannot handle. Detect your anomalies, then trigger the human. I think that is more safe. As we approach AGI, as we evolve, outliers go down. That is how you should do it.
It can work without a human element. So I strongly believe that at the end of the day, somewhere there has to be human control on AI. We cannot let it, however great and fantastic it is, there should be whatever percentage or however we leverage on that, there has to be the instructions or the requirements should come from humans. Again, it's a business driven or whatever is the purpose you do, there has to be human involvement and human has to be involved, is what my strong feeling.
Check for philosophy. Philosophically, let's check human out of the human in the loop. Then what is the loop looping over? That is the philosophical question, right? And coming to the part, if the objective function is clearly defined, why do you need a loop? If the objective function is, let's say, you want enough produce for 100 people to feed over the next few years. So there will be some tasks, I'm just giving a simplistic example, where I believe human and loop both are irrelevant, and a clearly defined objective function with fixed inputs might get the outcome that we want. And I'm only talking about a subset of systems that will have that.
Data that they use for analysis process of supervised autonomy. It's a very good article. So that's a very good article. Having said that, Vamsi has a very great point, very deep thought. I don't know how many of us got it. But LLM is neither subjective or objective, because when we talk about agents, we're talking about LLM powered agents. We're not talking about RPA agents or travel or LIC agent. We're talking about LLM powered agent. Now, when you talk about object, LLM is both subjective and objective because it's a probabilistic model. So that's very difficult to define an objective loop or whatever you want to say about it. So, well, of course, we'll discuss this later on lunch.
Yeah, that's. I just want to say AI is safe because we're talking about speed and safety, right? AI by itself is speed. The human being is the safety. So, if to make your case, AI is already safe. I don't need a human.
For a subset of systems, yes.
That's always the case, right? I mean, you can always cherry pick your argument. There is another interesting thing that came out of this one is I was only talking about speed and safety. I think Sonu brought it up and a couple of other people seconded it, accountability, right? Accountability part will keep the human as a part of the solution.
You told exactly. Most of the people think about that human in loop is about the control, but it's more about the accountability. It's not about that control.
It's also about safety. So yes, safety is what they feel from a trust perspective. That's why they want human in the loop.
Accountability coming to picture, all those things will be internally mapped.
Just a statistic, Waymo has just completed with about 75,000 passengers being carried. This is Waymo, Google's self-driving system. Yeah. So we have started trusting AI. We have started trusting AI with human in the cab, traveling that much.
Exactly.
Right?
And human is not doing anything actually.
Yeah,
He's
and
just
human
sitting
is
there.
not doing. Then there is a Tesla, which is very much near to that. And we will, as with things proliferating on the agentic and AI services, we'll slowly start dipping our feet and then we will take a bath and come back.
So I think this, everybody's kind of agreeing that there is definitely some loop issue where, say, human beings will be part of the solution. And some were saying it's because of safety and some were saying it's because of accountability. Right? And again, it depends on system to system, domain to domain. So with that, let's move on to the next question. Integration, hello, or what do you guys want to do?
Can I add from that question?
Oh, sure.
Sorry, thank you for this grace time. So I was waiting for
the
turn
belonging.
actually. So there are, sorry. No, very quickly I'll finish it. So there is two things actually, what will happen and what we want to happen. Considering the race we are in, right? Right now, the world is actually led by the Magnificent Seven. They are actually in a race. Whoever achieves in the AI technology, they will be the world power. So they are actually fighting for it and they're driving it and all of us are following. So given this capitalistic drive, what will happen eventually is that human in the loop will be a question at some point. But ideally, we really need human in the loop. That is my perspective. We don't want to become a scientist in the Jurassic Park.
Exactly.
That is the conclusion here. So that is what we need to take away, is what I would like to give a 2 cents. We are living in a country where, in India, US it's not there, but in parking, we are told by a human to park where the slot is. In US, people are not there, right? But in India, we have people in the parking to guide you to where to stop, right? I'm just saying we are in the population. So what will happen to them? So to the previous slide itself, we are only talking about, and the decision making is only towards cost efficiency and all. So there is a CHRO, there is a Chief Sustainability Officer, there is a CEO. All of them have to think in that perspective when to invest, what to invest. They need to, all of these people have to come together. Sustainability person has to decide on it's not just a ROA lens. So that is where I really want all the different perspectives to be there, so that we have a future, the grandchildren will be in a stage where they will not have control, and that will happen one day. So conclusion, we don't want to become the scientists of the Jurassic Park, sir. Thank you.
Follow up on what you just said. I mean, I'm not in India. There's so many more people, like you said, to direct people to traffic, right? Now, in US, we are using AI because we don't have people.
We don't have people. Farmer is there in the acres, hundreds of acres is there, one farmer is there.
Yeah.
Here we have 100 people standing in 1 acre. I mean, in the sense, that kind of thing, right? That's the population we are living in. So every country is different.
I'm really interested not in that, but how will AI be used in India versus how it is being used in US?
But the decision is being taken by US. I mean, I'm just giving a geopolitical thing.
I disagree with that.
Go ahead.
We are working with resourceful water requirements. So we are devising AI-based system as to how to give them water. And this is not developed, and this is to feed the poor in India and to feed the
massive population, which US and UK are not very interested to do that, right? So innovation doesn't understand a boundary of US, rather the largest number of AI developers are in India, not US, right? Though the number of innovating companies are there. The spin to this is innovation will happen due to necessity, and necessity will take birth in the country where there is hunger, where there is practical problems to solve, and some of the best fit technologies. For example, today we are delivering in 10 minutes. No country is delivering in 10 minutes today, excepting in India.
Right? Okay, so, I just want to move on to the next question. And he said everything is coming from US. I believe most of these developers are solving US problems, right? They're all solving American.
Right? The Indian education system was clearly driven that how to become a good employee, not to become a good innovator or good That's why we are very good employees for the world.
Okay, so what I'm really asking here is next question. We touched on India's potential to move from a service hub to a product nation, right? So when we say some of this, the most of the things we are doing is we are providing services to external countries, right? So all of the talent we have, and again, it goes to the point he's saying, we have been trained as to work for somebody, right? To be really become a product nation, we have to be entrepreneurs. We have to build, right? And what is the cost of developing software, the cost of solo entrepreneurs is dirt cheap. Anybody with a windsurf or with something, they can build a product. You don't need a large funding. I mean, there is a friend of mine in they're talking about 1%, 1 billion companies, right? So this should unleash Indian talent, right? But do we think like product people? I mean, that goes back to what he was saying. What does it take? First of all, there's two questions to it, right? We as Indian founders, can we think product, and then can we build product for the global market, right? Then as I was trying to say, is there a market for Indian AI products in India? Keep us down.
Can I start with something very, very... Rocket.new is again one more windsurf, right? It gives you an ability to an AI solution from the ID. This was built by Vishal Virani in Surat with his team, okay? So India is today capable of building a competitive product of Google, Microsoft or anything right at its backyard from Gujarat or Surat. All that it requires is our mentality of investment and R&D needs to surface. Our IT outsourcers are earning 3,500 crores of net profit every quarter. What is the percentage of that going to R&D? Fractional. Look at the R&D spend of Tesla. Look at the R&D spend of Google. It is around 30 to 35% of the revenue goes for that. So unless we develop the animal mindset of investing in R&D for growth, we will remain a service economy, and that is always be crumbling because of tools like this.
That's a very interesting point he's maintained. I've been talking about this particular talk on innovation and all, and why is US, even more than China, a leading innovator, right? And it's not like for lack of talent. You also need talent. And the biggest differentiator for a company to innovate is what is called the risk capital, right? How much amount of capital you can risk. In Indian firms, our risk capital is very, very small. The risk capital in US is the highest. The next is China and UK, Europe, and then the last is India. So we will never have the kind of dollars to risk, right? So unless you can risk, so we are here in this group, we are pretty much well off, so we can risk some time, we can risk some money, we can venture into things, but a majority of India cannot have risk. My statement was the barrier to entry for product has come down. So we probably won't have R&D like Mrinal is saying, like big companies spending because they just don't have. But what about the people? I mean, I see a lot of startup founders here. Yep. I mean, you guys all did it, right? You guys need to tell me. What do you see? Do you see more startups?
See, India is already started on that. Mission is already started by Modi already. Rural startups already started. Niti Aayog is one started remote rural funding perspective. Because they are already encouraging most of the MSMEs, okay? Because there are two kind of startup people will be there. Some people will achieve more. Some people will only getting the funding and they're closing the company. So India has to put the restriction, put the condition very clearly. When you do a startup, it has to be success, at least 80%, 70%. Success rate has to be mentioned very well. One example.
I see some shaking heads. Because the reason
is adaptable is very, very important, because when you are not able to force something, things never work it out. Because might be mindset is okay, but
You want to put strong governance, strong conditions, okay? Anybody can do a startup, but one thing is some kind of strong idea validation is very, very important, because some of the startups, they will build MVPs, and of the thing, they know sales part. So whatever you are saying, absolutely, India will go for next 10 years. They'll investing a lot of money for R&D and innovation also. Now, many meetings in PMO, they are insisted very well to the all. One example is...
I agree with you, because I think what he's saying is, and I see it myself, I met with, while trying to figure this out, I met with the head of innovation at T-Hub. And he was telling me they have, I don't know, 3,000, 4,000, some startups in T-Hub here.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Right?
That's right.
Yeah, 3,000 or some number, 3,000, 3,500 startups.
Yep,
4,000 startups, right? And to your point, the governments are making investments into places like T-Hub, right? They're bringing and creating the ecosystems, right? So which is a healthy start for sure.
The Bullion is one example, the guy who moved from US to India to build the startup actually.
I was there from starting 2014, after this first year, so my form. It was initially with Kubernetes Labs, and then we came up with...
Because we were working with Shashi and KTR earlier, very closely with them actually, to building this ecosystem. Currently we are working with...
Can I finish my question, guys?
Yes, sir. No, just I'm saying that.
One second. So what I'm trying to say is, out of the 3,500 or 4,000 startups, right? Going back to his question and his question, and considering that there is support, how many of them succeed in building in products, right? What are they missing? How can we help them, right? Ideally, in that such an environment, Sunil is right, we should expect 80% success. But in typical startup, we don't get that kind of success, right? Aspiring to 80 in a ecosystem like T-Hub should be there. But I don't know, do you guys have the data for what's happening in T-Hub?
Yes, share the flaws actually.
Okay.
Where we are lacking, rather than revealing the fact.
Just to add on that, but what we see lately is that, see, it's nowadays somebody was saying that it's easy to build startup. I think you only said having a website and a web application doesn't mean that you are a startup. To be very honest, how many of startup in India really knows the entire processes of raising funds to building a team and doing the everything that is required to make a startup successful? Okay, I don't know how many of us have become part of a good accelerator program as well. We should not become a co-working space just on the name of an incubation center. Okay, like how I'm not criticizing any semi-government or government-backed authorities over here, but just what I see in India is that most of us are looking at this incubation center as a co-working space. We get a seat for like 10,000, 11,000 per month, and we say, okay, we have a website, we have a startup. You just, if you go and look at the startups back in Silicon Valley, or go in Middle East, or look at Europe, the accelerator programs, if you did, I think those are the learnings that's why they are successful when it comes to startup. We, of course, we register a private limited companies on MCA, and we have a website and say we are a startup. Okay,
they don't kick them out?
Sorry?
Do they kick them out if they perform like so many sales in this month? And
I don't know about such metrics. I don't think they do it. I don't think they do it because they are getting 12,000 per month for a seat. So I don't think they do it, but there might be some numbers. So just to clarify, what kind of businesses we want to build, what kind of problems we are solving, that matters more rather than saying, okay, I have a startup. Okay, that's what I wanted to clarify.
They are giving a lot of funding also. They are connecting a lot of industry connects. If somebody not build that T-Hub, there is no address to Hyderabad. Okay, absolutely, I'll agree with your point, but some of the point, definitely 4,000 startup, what is there in Hyderabad, definitely there are a lot of satellite companies, space companies they build, might be, initial success will be there for 10%. Yeah. Absolutely, that is the example, but a lot of CEOs in US, okay, absolutely, Hyderabad or India will become #1 startup product in India, soon actually, it is 100% guarantee. Next 3 years, we'll please see the change also. I was there, some of the IT ministers meeting very well globally in India also. That is the statement. India will become 2030 for destination for global startups. It's not a words actually. We can have another meeting in 2030 in the same group, we can create a WhatsApp group also.
Is there a lot of
See, TF for startups, right? We have all ecosystem built for the startups in terms of their investment opening and sales, marketing. The person come to an idea and he has to ready with his own implementation and tech and all these incubations, right? T-Hub is one of the thing in Hyderabad, and even we have certain things in Bangalore, Mumbai, Kolkata, everywhere, where these incubation centers will support the entrepreneurs on the ecosystem wise. If you don't have that proper money to use the right software, we support that, and then we support it to sell your product outside, and we get the investors, all these things. But core idea is yours, and even that ideation to put into proper ROI business model, we have almost like 250 or 300 mentors at different industries. We have a big mentor forum in T-Hub. Government has bring and all these CXOs like BVR and then a professor like BSR Murthy and some of industry experts like me, like we all these things put ours together 10 years back. And then it is almost like 8 to 9 years now to turn into reality from last 3 to 4 years. Okay. And eventually, Mrunal, let me finish. I know you are my friend from 10 years. He is my ISB alumni member from 2014. Okay, so logically the flaws, right? It was a huge debate with the central ministry and the PMO everywhere. The major gap between Western, Southeast Asia, Middle East and India is that our educational institutions, including IITs, we are competing for the patents in research papers, not patents in research paper turn into reality. System is where like education and external affairs ministry is trying to build it a kind of board, and then they're trying to bring it together. That's where the real flaw is there. And then coming into that, my friend is telling that the incubation center is becoming into a co-working space. That's true somehow, because see, we don't have any evaluation mechanism. That I have issued a sheet to Radhakrishna today, and then his startup is not performing for 3 years. We were looking out for that governance mechanism. There are a lot of political recommendations and other things is there to let Radhakrishna kick out from this since he is not performing as a startup head. So we are going through the certain kind of regulations to keep that into place. It's there in observation from the board as well. So eventually it will take its own time.
How much power does the board have? How much power does the board have? With the, can they go against the political power?
See, it's all like we have to manage it all. The board doesn't have. Board is a kind of advisory, okay? Because it's not our own firm, right, where we can take the decision. Board is an advisory to the central government, and central government is subsidiary with the state government of Telangana. That's how it is. So it's all government regulation.
If I'm a genuine startup guy, should I go into T-Hub or should I go to some private
See, if you need ecosystem support, if you need investor support, all the guidance, you can go to T-Hub. If you don't want anything, you have all the things with you, you can start anywhere. That's the answer. It is there, but not
AI started, real AI, Gen AI or LLM capability started in 2022. Before that, it was machine learning, right? And last 4 years, it has totally changed. And today, what AI is very different than what it was even 2022 October. So with that, a startup, an individual solo entrepreneur, does he really need the weight of T-Hub on his back? I don't know.
I can tell actually. See, logically, right? This AI brings the knowledge information together available for everyone. Then all other aspects, right? AI doesn't give you an investor. AI doesn't provide you the ecosystem which your software has to build.
The point I'm saying is you don't need an investor, you don't need an ecosystem. So once AI can replace anything.
No, you have to show your POC or you have to show your pitch something, right? To show the product to someone else, what do you do?
Okay, I have built I mentor a lot of students in US, Cal State Fullerton, and they come to me with an idea. I help them get AWS account, right? And they get the Kiro or some IDE. They build the whole product. It's online, it's provided, it's Stripe. They can give a free accounts. No other person build it, classmates. And once they have some traction, there is at least in US, I can't speak for here, right? There is a lot of angel investors. And they see the team, they can hustle, they can close deals. And then there is a lot of, similar to TIA, but there is a small business development corporation, which kind of helps them through some of that infrastructure, free, right? So they get that, and then they get going. Not everybody succeeds, but those who can go very little bootstrapping costs.
No, US and India education system, right? In the school, they had that certain limitation of free Amazon subscription, free Azure subscription, because that is the USA government take to their own.
Oh, you don't get free subscriptions here?
No.
Get free credits.
That is on the company what it gives, but it doesn't have that government or school is involving.
What we are saying is, okay, we've talked a lot on, in this year, if we can unlock one thing for AI transformation or AI, then it'll make a fundamental change, right? If we did this, no big deal, but if we do this, then it's big. And what is, in your opinion, is something big that we could do in 2026 that will make a big impact next time we meet? Why don't you guess? Raghu, come on, you're sitting quietly. I need it. Yeah.
I need to respond something.
Okay, so I'm going to go back and ask you again. If we have to do something, one thing in AI this year in 2026, that you will think, wow, that's a big change by next time, by this time next year, what would that be?
I think consistency. I mean, at least, again, I'll go back to my business, right? So I use AI day in and day out, but I still have that human in the loop for always. Okay, so I am not that confident whatever it is doing. Okay, so if at all, at least pick fewer things and that make it foolproof. Okay, that is something which I would look for.
Cool.
So that, okay, I bet someone is 100% accurate. It can be autonomous driving versus as simple as an agentic AI voice call. So it should be 100%. So then at least start reducing the burden of certain areas and then focus on building it better.
Total sense.
Yeah.
Anybody?
Adaptability is the one key. Adaptability.
Adaptability. What does adaptability mean? I heard that a few times already in this group. Maybe you guys have a different take on adaptability. Can somebody explain that to me, please?
To learn new skills, actually.
No. What is adaptability?
New culture, kind of.
I heard it a few people say before. Adaptable to what? What is adaptable to what? People adapting to AI or solutions adapting to AI?
Can I answer that?
Culture. Yeah.
If we start empowering our people towards AI education, right, then we will see wonderful developments. I talked about Rocket.nu getting created from a backyard in Surat. The innovative power of India is such, we produce Gaganyans at the cost of the movie Gravity, right? I think empowerment of our people with basic knowledge about AI will do much bigger of an acceleration job than anything. All we have to do is nurture the love of sailing in our people. People will make the boats themselves and venture into the ocean. Thank you.
So what is adaptability? I'm still struggling to figure out what
adaptability is the making the people realize the current situation of understanding the need of educating themselves to understand AI and start building on towards around that. That is adaptability.
I think I have a very different view on that. I think what adaptability means is basically embrace the flaws of the system and start adjusting to the growth of the system as we keep moving forward. Because human ourselves are flawed people, right? We are not perfect. So the systems are. So I was talking to somebody that, if any system was perfect, why would you start releasing security patches, every month on month on month on month? That's because, threats are growing, so security patches are coming. So unless you embrace that vulnerabilities and say, okay, fine, this is a certainty, I'll embrace that, I'll adapt to that reality, and then move forward. So that makes, things little easier for us to, live in the reality.
So I think I'm getting some, it's used here. If I have a container of some kind and then I pour water into it, water adapts to the shape of that container, right? That's the concept of adaptability for me. When we say adaptability here, are we saying AI or people should adapt to AI, its idiosyncrasies or its nuances, and is that what you guys mean by when you say adaptability? People trying to adapt to the nature of AI?
Nothing but
AI will not adapt to people.
You should build the culture. You should build the culture.
At each level, it changes its meaning.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like globally, right?
AI is also adapting.
And relearn with respect to the changing, the business are coming.
Absolutely.
No, I think
that can
contrary to
change.
your view, AI is also adapting. Today, the most powerful language that you have to learn is English.
Anybody
Basic
else?
part, the culture is very, very important.
Give
Adaptability
the
nothing
mic
but
out.
coming with culture.
The definition is depends on the.
I know on this table they said it, and I wasn't sure what they were meaning.
So on the same adaptability part, see from an experience standpoint, creating an AI artifact or whatever kind, on an experience level, it's not like a one size fits all kind of an experience where you cater to different ends of the aisle, where the experiences cater to somebody who are like innovators and early adopters, and also somebody who are early and late majorities and laggards. So I think when you talk about adaptability of AI to the individual, it's about creating diverse experiences as opposed to something that's very homogeneous in nature. Because we are a heterogeneous audience when we are using these applications. So that heterogeneity in creating experiences and building support structures for people to understand is one angle through which
I think that makes total sense now, because in 2026, if AI can adapt to different needs, and the more diverse needs it can adapt, then that would have been a fundamental change. Is that what I'm hearing? Or is there something else somebody wants to say?
Yeah, I have a different perspective actually. What I see in forthcoming year, like it would be more like AI adoption at scale. So when I'm saying scale, it's at enterprise level. What we see basically, more of the operational cost is something that company has to suffer for. So I'm seeing like lately, like Grok has been acquired by, I think, NVIDIA for the same. So here I'm referring about adoption at enterprise level, where we can address at a scale level, the problem in a real time, say at a real time SLA basically. So there is a gap at the moment when we talk about the real time interpretation by an AI, where we are finding a gap. So I think from inferencing engine specifically, I think there are chances like.
Okay, so you're saying the speed of inference make a difference.
Yeah, how efficiently at a scale level we can use AI to predict the outcomes.
Okay.
That gap might be filled this year, it looks like with the progress.
Any other unlock? Give it to him, he'll have a perspective.
I think there are different angles to it. To start with, from an entrepreneurial perspective, we need to have more entrepreneurs. We need to have more startups. Those kind of things has to happen for the economic development, also for the product-based development as well. So we in India, what has happened over a period of time, we have grown from, our generations have been different. So our grandfather was, was suffering for looking for food, right? That farmers kind of thing. And then slowly jobs came in, and then in our generation, also previous generation, they just needed a job. So now the next generation will actually slowly change, and that's what Gen Zs are into, where they want to build something, they want to do something meaningful, purposeful, and they want to impact and all. So in India, what's happening is slowly the startup is actually kicking in, and to cover the previous one as well, products actually starting to come. They are thinking beyond the jobs, but it is not yet there completely because of the need. There is a need because there is a need for jobs. So from a entrepreneurial perspective, coming to this 2026, more startups has to happen to unlock. I'm just seeing more from an India perspective with the 2026 outlook. Second is all residents also have to be taken. Residents means all citizens of India have to be taken along with what we are actually talking about. We are only 1% of people who are talking about it, deciding and then leading. All of us with the inclusion in them. When we decide something, they all need to be considered in that decision. All these things we need to do. So all residents have to be taken along is a second thing. Third thing is the responsible automation. So I think these are some things we need to hold. We should not be running on the race of, we should run on the race, obviously, but at the same time, we should take along all the citizens of India and also do responsible automation and also be powerful in building super products. As you rightly said, products is what is going to change the world. And already our Indian CEOs are there across the world.
How many things you are unlocking?
Sorry, sir?
How many things you are unlocking? One or two?
Three maybe, yeah.
Okay.
So I'll just say it and that's it.
That's somebody else wants to go? Okay, two. Yeah, and then you're going to wrap it up, Sonu?
So I would say, the only thing maybe 2026 everyone could focus on is AI literacy, because as he rightly said, we are only 1% or top 5% population, right? We are taking decisions and everything. But if you see maybe nearby, outside of, let's say, that cream population, not everyone is literate, not everyone knows how actually AI operates, or it's not only AI, right? It's front end, back end, API, and most of the time it's automation only, not AI, right? So we have to understand what is the difference, what it takes. Not every leader per se in some companies know difference between, let's say, automation and AI, because all the time we need not have AI, it's just one segment within. But to complete the product from ideation to a final product, right? There are a lot of things, not just AI. So complete literacy end to end would something I would maybe focus on.
So what kind of a change would you expect? Let's say I made everybody AI literate. So what will happen in 2027?
I'll put in one line. A country like India, right? It's required a lot of social responsibility from a leaders or a technologist like us to go back and give it to the next generation, how they want to transition from to become a better entrepreneur or a better innovator. That is not happening. That has to be culture. That's where they're talking about CSR. The government is initiating at the company level, but the organization CSR, they are doing that. We have CSR. We say that we tie up with certain kind of engineering colleges, and they use our AI training L&D programs into their engineering college learnings, and they project that we have CSR from this company, and they get good number of seats with better payment. We need to set it out that with more social responsibility, so that it turn from our next generation at least like more productive mindset.
Perfect.
Maybe I would just answer, if everyone get literate on AI, we will not just take AI as a threat, right? If farmer gets literate on AI, he might use his mobile to maybe give a better yield, right? So everyone would be better at what they are doing and producing good value, right? For what they are doing. So that is something which AI might do and unlock some other avenues of work for themselves.
Will that create a fundamental change? Maybe, I don't know, maybe.
Okay, as Radhakrishnan ji said, we need to give back to the society, because as colleges has said CSR, so many CSR happen for the sake of just photograph CSR. Right.
What is the CSR?
No, it is misusing actually. Corporate social responsibility is what?
Yeah.
Every corporate, Indian government instructed that you have to give back something to society. So each government, they are keeping certain kind of fund for the CSR. So whether it is an Indian company or non-Indian company, we are giving back. So what happening finally that my HR has to close friends in some number of colleges. So I'll go and tie up with them. They'll keep my logo into their colleges for the sake of admission. And finally, part of CSR, what is happening that L&D programs are using for them, which is well available in the YouTube and ChatGPT. That's how it is misusing today. CSR is happening at the organization because the organization known as control. There is no superpower for it. But at least intelligence or...
But is there a solution for it, or is just...
The solution is that you, me, has to go back to one school, adapt it, tell them that we are sitting 25 people here, adapt it one school in Hyderabad, go back and tell that the right usage of the technology and changing the students.
Why doesn't somebody raise CSR funds for it?
The thing is that like whenever we are talking about AI, not only AI, we need to teach leadership skills. All the 360 degrees we need to help in the society, as we need to give back to the colleges and schools. So whenever, because where we lack, I know very good at AI, but I doesn't have leadership skills. So now whenever any, as my friend saying, lot more AI startups we need. But we need productive startups. So when we need productive startups, we need productive team. When we need productive team, we need productive students, upcoming Gen Zs to be productive. So when everyone want to be productive, we need to go back to the at least colleges, schools, and we need to help them. We almost connected with 800 engineering colleges. So like that, we need to because as said, sir, CSR fund and everything, people are going the namesake of some certificates. 80% happening for namesake they are giving back to the society. But real thing we need to go, and definitely will help them, and we bring good people to the startups, and we need to make a soul to the like soul means they should understand what exactly the startup and what is the AI from the schools.
So
and
what should be unlocked, right? Everything is good. The question is, what do you see should be unlocked in 2026?
Yes, unlock.
Indic learning. Our Vedas, our history, our Puranas, dig deep into it.
No, I'm talking about AI transformation here, right?
For AI only.
So AI and leadership transformation to the college and to upcoming generations, as everyone says.
Okay. Anybody else? Or
be more responsible. Not just using it, be more responsible. Responsible usage matters a lot.
The last one, sir.
It on a very lighter note, for software industry, for IT industry, I think it has to become more collaborative. The end-to-end agentic system with better context, better memory at the core. Memory will be the design patterns for this year for IT industry. Education remains at the core, AI education. Everyone has to do it. Okay. On the hardware side, I think energy, chip and infrastructure. That's what Hensen Huang, the NVIDIA CEO, talked about it the last week. Energy, infrastructure and the chip, again, will be a hot cake from the hardware side. Okay. And AI education, and that's why we have been doing it already, because he said that school, our education system has to change. We are going to a school and teaching them, partnering with them, without any commercial angle as well. So I think these are a few things that will happen. Okay.
I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Once we take the pictures, everybody is welcome to join for lunch, and then we can have much deeper conversations. We blocked a section of the cafeteria downstairs for us. So those of you who want to stay and have lunch with us, and we can have a lot more deeper conversations. And I sincerely thank my team and every one of you for coming here and sharing your time and your insights, right? It was very, very interesting. I just want to leave with one thing. I think I love what's happening in India. I see a lot of things. And one of the things, if you want to be a product thing, right? And Indians are good at pointing problems. There is a problem for a lot of things, right? And we have a lot of problems. And every one of those problems can be turned into a solution. And then market it and figure out how to monetize it. I think the environment is rich. I think AI, my opinion, is going to really make a difference. With that, thank you. Okay, Kalyan wants to say something.
Just want to add one last point. I think you have pretty much covered. Just want to thank Raj and Sai, because they have done a pretty fantastic job covering all. I think, even Kalyan. So I think they have done a very fantastic job on all the media coverage. I believe that they have clicked all of your beautiful pictures. I guess I hope you will get your pictures as well. Yeah, just want to add this point. It was great again. Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. We'll take pictures.
AI Day. Yeah, what day is it today? AI Day.